in these conditions. Some of you, you can't marry in these conditions. Some of you, you can't have friends in these conditions. Because first and foremost, certain things you cannot operate to your fullest. No matter how much you are certified to do what it is you certified to do, there's certain conditions. I do not care what you say. There's certain conditions that you cannot perform the way that you should be performing. Now, let us understand, mental health is the topic, but this is how we stay mentally conditioned, because we have to talk about things in order to make sure that our mind is used the proper way. There are some things that is not going to work due to certain conditions, right? Certain conditions are where you find somebody at. You see, you can't find somebody in this little low budget area and think you're going to be happily ever after. You got to look and see where this person goes and the things that they do. And you realize, I could never allow the best gifts in me to manifest and come out, because they need to be nurtured. Unfortunately, my hands is tied based on the situation. I'm trying to let you understand something. The condition for flying, all the other planes got grounded. This is why some of us, we try to fly into something, we try to do something, we try to make things happen, we try to force a situation. And from what I was told, hey, since it was a high profile situation, and he said, man, I need to get there. Then the dude said, okay, well, hey, I got to do what the boss man say. You the one paying the bills, you the one got it cracking. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And then guess what? Now, that's the outcome of the story. But my point is, there was other families there. You see, sometimes you got people that you bring around you that's not healthy for you. They're not healthy for your kids. They're not healthy for your family. They're not healthy for your whole makeup of who it is you've been called to be. Some of us, we've been called to love ourselves first. I talked to you many times about the manifestation of self. Why are we here on this earth? We here on this earth not to just live here. We're here to manifest ourselves, just like Kobe did. He was the best, one of the best, if not the greatest basketball player that ever played the game called basketball, in the position of a point guard. And I mean, again, he had a family, beautiful children. You know what I mean? His life was amazing in terms of structure and balance. He did what he set out to do, use his talents, and met some of the most high profile people, that you will probably want to meet to this day. My question to you is right now, what's going on with your life, and what we going to do to help get us to the forefront so that we can make a huge impact in the world right now. Some of us need to manifest the skills and the gifts that we possess right now. But we're not going to manifest, James, who we are if we keep on dealing with the same group of people waiting on somebody to come and get you. No one's going to come and get you. That's the problem that we're going through right now. We want somebody to tell us and validate who we are. We want somebody to look at us and say, hey, we're so insecure with who we are that we care about what somebody else say. Right? And it breaks the connection that we rightfully have rights to. We supposed to be in position. Many times on this feed line, I repeat, many times on this feed line, I tell you to hold your position. Right now, we're winning by a landslide because there's no other feeds that's really coming straight and direct with you, because I'm here to challenge that there's not many people on the battlefield with you. I'm not a high profile person. I'm a real down to earth type person. I feel like that I'm here. This is where I was called to be. This is where I choose to be. And long as I'm here, I'm not going to get comfortable being here, but I'm going to sit here and make sure that we have an exit way out. We have a way to get out of any situation we get in. And guess what? We're going to ask him to come down here and be with us. If we can't be holy in some of the things that we do, if we can't walk around here with our head up high, everybody can't walk in with a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. Some of us don't even have a GED. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Today, we all going to get PhD. And what that means, we poor, we hungry, and we driven. We driven to get things done. We driven because there's something inside of us that tells us that there's more for us ahead of us. And we have to keep moving. The problem is who you keep moving with. We can't keep moving with the same people. Some people got to break off. They do not go with the next level. And I'm just going to put it out there straight on the front line like that right there. Some of us, we keep going to get the people that we have relationships with, but that relationship, it actually aborts the growth of who you should be. Right now, we don't need to keep experiencing the same experience that we already experienced. No, there has to be a change, but the only change going to happen is when you make the decision to do something different. And today, we all make the decision to do something different. There's situations happening all over the world. I mean, it's a sad time, because when people paint the picture of somebody else's life and you see their daughter, you see them playing basketball, you see in their relationship, and you like, oh, that looks so beautiful. I'm so sad. Why are you so sad? Go look in your kid's room. Your kids is right there in that room, and you haven't spent no time with them. You ain't threw them a basketball. You ain't even signed them up for a basketball class. You ain't took them to ballet. You ain't took them to karate class. You won't take them to the gym, because you ain't going to the gym. What am I saying? I'm saying to you, they show you the picture. You see, sometimes great people have to end up losing themselves, or the Lord called for them, however it happened, however you want to believe it. If it affected you, if your friends, it was affected, then it affected you. You see, I wasn't even a TV watcher. I'm not a news watcher. But the people I'm connected to called me. They sent me something. I'm looking like, whoa, that's what I'm trying to express to you. If it has that much power, if the people next to you have that much power, then you have to really evaluate where you at right now. You have. What we doing? We talking about dead sales, dead in relationships, dead in your ability to start your business, dead in your ability to get up in that gym and be physically healthy, right? This is a mental health announcement right now. We on the speed line because we want to make sure we stay mentally healthy. That's why I'm here. The only reason why I'm here, because not to tell you how to stay mentally healthy, how to tell myself. Every day. This is just a bonus that I got some people that's willing to stand with me and say, AJ, you know what? I appreciate you standing here. I'm going to stand with you. Thank you. And guess what? I want to stand with you too. So guess what? There's some areas in our life that we have dead sales, right? But I want you to think about the dead sales. That's a dead battery, right? Just dead. No relationship at all. You cannot have a relationship with somebody that you cannot go back and forth with. I'm sorry. That's just where I'm at right now. There has to be a relationship. There has to be a connection. So here's the dead sale. Let's just say a dead car, right? Your car stops. You driving and it just runs out of gas. Boom. Relationship run out of gas. Hope run out of gas. God ain't hearing me. And you dealing with sickness or whatever it is you might be going through in your own private time. Your own private time. And you just dead, right? But then he sends somebody that's powered up, right? He sends somebody that's powered up. Powered up meaning they're running the way that they're supposed to run, right? He's got a righteous heart. He got a relationship with God. He knows God. He's talking to the Spirit. He's like, yeah, God, what's going on? God like, yeah. He's like, man, y'all know what God told me? God told me. He's like, wow, how is God talking to you? But he's not talking to me, right? Because your sales is dead. So this is what God told me to tell you, right? He told me to tell you, because if he tells me to tell you, then once you do it, he gonna tell you to tell somebody else, right? Because this is a domino effect type thing. This right here is, we're about to be in an unusual battle right now. It's on its way. It's right ahead of us. An unusual battle. So that's why we got to hold our position and we got to strengthen ourselves. And that's why I said put on your full armor right now. This is going to be an unusual battle that's coming up. And we need, if your car stopped, we need another car that's running. And when your car running, you pull up to the car, you pop the hood. Both of you pop the hood. You got a dead car right here, the battery dead, and you got a car right here that's running. You keep the car that's running. This car is not running. But what you need some jumping cables. So you need some jumping cables, right? So you get your jumping cables and you put your jumping cables on, right? But you put it on the car that the battery is dead in, right? So you put the negative with the negative, which is the ground wire. Let's stop right there. Underneath your car, there's a battery side and it's black cable. A black cable right now in this message that I'm using for you to understand where I'm going with this is a ground wire. It's the negative, right? That would be you. Ground yourself in self-control. Ground yourself in self-control, self-discipline, so we won't lose control or go out of control. You understand? So we have to ground ourselves, right? That's the ground wire. Now here's the red wire. We put the red wire on. We got a black and we got a red. Still no power. You can kick them together and there's no power coming out, but we have the transfer cable. There's a lot of you right now. You have the cables onto you, but you got to put them cables on somebody that got some power. I mean somebody that's willing to let you put them cables on. You cannot put it on another dead cell. You cannot take your car cables and go try to jump yourself off your girl. If you jump yourself off your girl, she might be upset that your car started and hers didn't. My point that I'm trying to explain to you is that you cannot go jump yourself off of dead batteries, dead people, dead situation. People never had a business. You giving them ideas. You telling the wrong person your ideas right now. I'm trying to let you understand something. There's no quick way to success. There's no quick way. You cannot cut across the field thinking you about to be rich. There's no get rich quick schemes when it comes to this life right now. God weighs both of them out right now. He knows exactly where you at. The whole point in this message is to help you identify, do you know where you at right now? Do you know where you at right now? Money is not your answer. Remove that out of your head, right? So watch this. You take the cables and you connect it first to the negative. That's to somebody that's grounded. It might be a loved one. It might be a father figure. It might be your parent that's still alive or something. Or it could be a word that your parent once told you that you just wasn't listening to. So you ground yourself to that. But the power wire is the red one, the red cable. That's the power. That's the power of the spirit. When you connect it to that, there's a transfer of energy that goes over and it begins to charge up what wasn't charged. Let me stop right there for you. That's why we on the front line right now. We on the front line not to sit here and look cute. We on the front line because we've been called to this front line so we can manifest ourselves. Aren't you tired of being lied to, mismanaged? Aren't you tired of people taking advantage of who you are? The reason they take advantage of who you are because you haven't manifested into who you are. You look for somebody else to make you happy. You look for somebody else to love you. You look for somebody else to take care of you. You look for somebody else to provide for you. You look for somebody else to pray for you. You look for somebody else to sit here and pastor you. You understand what I'm saying? You choose these people because you don't understand self-worth, self-esteem, to operate self-control, right? Self-management, right? Self-improvement. This is the self-improvement project. When we connect, we begin to power ourselves up. And when we power ourselves up, your eyes come open, your ears come open, your heart come open, your mind start thinking different at that very moment. When I come in, and it's not about myself, but I had to manifest myself in order to get to this point. You cannot keep looking for other people to do something that's been called for you to do. This is an inside job. I approve it. Even in scriptures, God said, Jesus said to one of the teachers, he said, love your neighbor like you love yourself. Self. How did you but see, we got it in reverse. We want to love somebody else and expecting them to love us back. No. Jesus told this particular individual, this teacher, he said, first thing first, he said, love God, your God, with all your heart, with all your mind, and all your soul. Because maybe he understood the manifestation that you made a choice. This is your choice. This is your choice to just allow the Spirit of God to just dominate in your life, right? And he said, now, somehow you will manifest self. And you see that love that you have, that you feeling now? Now take that love and love them like the love you have shown for yourself. Always an inside job. You see, for some of us, I always say, God, we want to go in you and through you to get our heart desire. But the agreement is that God can go in us and through us to affect those that we connect to. Now that's the deal. But if he can't get the message through you because you don't want to release it, because you don't think you qualify, because you think you the last person that should be speaking about a marriage when you done been divorced, or you the last one that should be telling people not to drink when you the one that was drinking with them, or you the last one that should be telling people to go to the gym and you don't go to the gym. You see, them is the people he used. The one, because at that moment, you done got yourself out the way. At that moment, anything that he does, he know that he'll get the credit for it. He'll get the glory for it. And so when you decrease and you surrender in those areas, he's able to step up and take those areas. What's going on? We disappointed, and that's what has us depressed, because we know that there's something that we supposed to be doing. So we out here chasing everything that we think will be the answer to fill this void. Some of us, we are in some of these bad places, and we only here so we could try to find that void that we missing. But believe me, no temporary fix is gonna ever fix what it is that you've been missing. So I just want to help you out. What you really been missing is yourself. I'm here to bet you that you have not manifest truly who you are. Before you can sit here and get in any relationship, before you could start trying to build with anybody, before you could do business with anybody, before you could sit here and have a marriage or anything with anybody, the first level to that thing is knowing who you are. That's the inside job. You have to finish manifesting the quality. Some of us, we started working and it was on. We spent more time trying to work, build a career. And guess what? When it comes down to you, all you have is a career. That's it, a career that once your career ends, or better yet, once you end, then your career ends. And the job goes on to somebody else. Isn't that a poor way to live life right now when you don't affect the people that's around you on a day-to-day basis? We talk about investing into human capital. You want to make a bigger difference in somebody else's life? Develop into the person you're supposed to be. Self-improvement. I wrote a book. My book is called I Am My Life Coach. It's a self-affirmation book. It will help you untangle, uninstall some of the programs that was installed, and you will begin to learn your mind, the mindset, the way your mind is set up, so you can use your mind the proper way and stop allowing some man to use your mind, or stop allowing some woman to use your mind, talking about this is yours and all this other stuff. It's all brainwashed. If you wash your brain, that means you can't connect A to B, from B to C, C to D, D to E, then you wait on M and N and O, and then you X, Y, and Z. That's something is wrong. That's brainwashed. You skipping stuff. You skipping steps right now. You have to go back, uninstall everything and reinstall everything and start all over, being grounded one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. That's why we on these speed lines claiming, decreeing and declaring, I am my life coach, not for nobody else. I can't even tell you, hey guys, guess what? I am my life coach. My name is Adonius Johnson, right? You be like, okay, Adonis, I know I am my life coach. You are your life coach. My point is, you're not saying that for someone else. You actually saying that to remind your mind that you play the most valuable role. You are the most valuable player in anything that you do.